And that is memorialized in the instruction that Srila Ishvara Puri gave to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just after his initiation. Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, kalau nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyata. Don't worry about any other processes, but give full concentration only to Harinam, only to Harinam, only to Harinam. So we're very, very fortunate that we have the opportunity, that we have all of the instructions that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave in one place, and we also have them essentialized by Srila Prabhupada so that we can give whatever energy we have fully to that process. And the most essential of all processes is this chanting of the holy names. It solves all problems. It also brings us the ultimate goal of life, Krishna Prema, everything by chanting the holy names. So we'll start this morning by hearing an instruction directly from Srila Prabhupada, from his teachings on the holy name, and I'm continuing from the middle of a purport in which he writes, Sri Padma Purana states, Satam Ninda Namna Paramam Aparadam Vitanute Yata Kyatim Yatam Katam U Sahate Tad Vigurham. To blaspheme the great saintly persons who are engaged in preaching the glories of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the worst offense at the lotus feet of the holy name. One should not criticize a preacher of the glories of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. If one does so, he is an offender. The Nāmcparādha, who is identical with Krishna, will never tolerate such blasphemous activities, even from one who passes as a great devotee. The second Nāmāparadha is described as follows. Shivasya Shri Vishnur ya iha guna nāmāny sakalam tiyabnam pashit sa kalu hari nāmahita-karaha. In this material world, the holy name of Vishnu is all auspicious. Vishnu's name, form, qualities, and pastimes are all transcendental, absolute knowledge. Therefore, if one tries to separate the absolute personality of Godhead from his holy name or his transcendental form, qualities, and pastimes, thinking them to be material, that is offensive. Similarly, to think that the names of the demigods, such as Lord Shiva, are as good as the name of Lord Vishnu, or in other words, to think that Lord Shiva and the other demigods are other forms of God and are therefore equal to Vishnu, is also blasphemous. This is the second offense at the lotus feet of the holy name of the Lord. The third offense at the lotus feet of the holy name, which is called Gurur Avajñā, is to consider the spiritual master to be material and therefore to envy his exalted position. The fourth offense, Shruti Shastra Nindanam, is to blaspheme Vedic literatures such as the four Vedas and the Puranas. The fifth offense, Artavadaha, is to consider the glories of the holy name to be exaggerations. Similarly, the sixth offense, Harinamni Kalpanam, is to consider the holy name of the Lord to be imaginary. And we'll start with the Panchcheta Mantra, through which we enter into the worship of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. By worshiping the Panchatattva, then one's path is clear in the practice of bhakti. We'll say 3 times and then start our chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Bo. Just like to share a couple of thoughts. One is remembering Srila Sanatan Goswami, who left to join Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he made his way to Varanasi without any money. He left it all with Ishana, sent him home, renounced order of life. He simply knew, I have to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when he got there, he sat outside a house. He had no map, he had no address. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being omniscient, he told Chandrasekhar, there's a devotee, there's a Vaishnava outside. And Chandrasekhar looked outside and he saw a Daravesh, like one of those Sufis with a long beard, hair. And not only that, he looked homeless. He was homeless. He left his home. His last home was a jail. He got out of that. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew he was outside. He knew Sanatan was there because he's omniscient. And he said, go get him. And Chandrasekhar said, I don't see a Vaishnav. I just see a Daravesh. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, well, bring him in. And when he came in, Mahaprabhu embraced him against the protest of Sanatan Goswami. Srila Sanatan Goswami, please don't touch me. I'm abominable. And Mahaprabhu said, I'm touching you to purify myself. Bhavadvida bhagavatas tirta bhuta swayam vibho tirta kurvanti tirtani svantakstena gadabrita. He quoted that you're a holy place personified. Point is, Mahaprabhu knows where we are. He knows us. He's omniscient. And he's all merciful for those who just try to approach him whatever way they can. Sanatan Goswami invented a way to get out of jail. He finagled. He figured a way. He bribed his way out. And then he just made it through the hills. And he ended up in some place. And Mahaprabhu knew he's there. Everything's being directed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we should have no worries if we take full shelter of Mahaprabhu from whatever situation we're in, because he knows us, he knows the situation, he knows our heart, everything. And we needn't be encumbered and think that, well, how will this work? Mahaprabhu knows how it works. We just have to work it. And the second is, remember Valmiki. One of the tricks of the mind is to say, I'm too fallen, I can't chant. So Valmiki said that, I can't chant, I'm too fallen. I might as well just wallow in Maya. And Nārada Muni invented a way. He said, okay, you chant death, Mara, 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 Mara. And just keep chanting. And the śāstra says, Nāmcparādha-yuktānāṁ, nāmāny haranty agham, aviśrānti-prayuktāni, evārtha-karāṇi. You're too fallen, you're too many offenses, keep chanting, don't stop. Just keep doing it, no matter what. Find the spaces to do it. Keep doing it, even though your mind says, this, it won't work for you, it works for everybody else, but you keep going. And third is, we're on a wilderness party. I was looking at all of us together, chanting, and the material world is darkness, confusion, and death. D, C, D. D, C, D, darkness, confusion, and death. And we're like, travelers who found each other in the forest, in the dark forest. And then we're finding our way out of the forest. And it's so helpful when you're getting out of the darkness to go in a group. Somehow we're holding on to a rope together, and that rope is the holy name. And so we can make it out of the darkness of the material world. The forest is the jungle of sounds. Shrotavdyanidhi Rajendra. There's millions of sounds people are making in this material world, and none of them make any sense. They all lead back into the morass of material existence. And we're finding the signal through that noise, which is the holy name, and tuning into it. And that's the way out of the forest, is just the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra everything manifests from that. And now let's just hear any other realizations you have from the chanting or from what you heard from Prabhupada's.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
In the first part of the session, you said you read about how it's we should not think that the power of the holy name is imaginary. I was just thinking how we consider that as imaginary because of our ignorance and lack of faith and appreciation in Krishna consciousness. Because but if we still move on, continue chanting, even though we have those thoughts, but holy name works anyways because of its own mercy. Like for example, when I was young, my parents never bought a TV, but we used to hear all the songs when we go in the bus and everywhere in India. But then I used to think that when I grow up, I will watch all of them. But now, like everything is set at the like a fingertips in YouTube, but I don't want to watch. But then I thought that it's because of the power of the holy name, that even though I didn't have faith, because many people told that all these desires would go away if you continue to chant. But then I thought, like, how would it happen? Because I'm so attached to all these things. But now when I watch them, it doesn't taste me anymore. So I was just thinking how, even though I thought it was imaginary, but still the holy name works anyway, also out of its own causeless mercy. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. It's very important. Bhakti parishanu bhava virakte anyata traisha trika eka kala prapadya manasya yatashnata tushti pushti shuddha payonugasam. Just as when you eat food, you feel nourished, satisfied, and the hunger goes away. Similarly, when we surrender to Krishna, especially by chanting the holy name of the Lord, then we'll see for ourselves. Naturally, we become full. And this is important to see for ourselves and keep a record. Yes, I was like this, and now I'm like this. And this is coming from the power of the holy name. Thank you very much. Yes, Manjula Kanta.
Hi, Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, I was just sitting here with the timer and looking at you, and I was thinking the time is going by, and it suddenly struck me that, look at Katwanga. He was able to do it in such a short time. And Manjula, you're sitting here with 40 minutes, and your mind goes everywhere. And the thought went going that, the mind is such a restless, chanchala mana Krishna. It's so restless. And Krishna says, abhyasa yogena, you will get it if you keep practicing. And I wanted to share that I was at the petrol pump the other day, and I was putting gas, and then I noticed I was chanting, because I wasn't really chanting, I was putting gas. And I noticed my mind was still going, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama. And it struck me that, my mind won't listen to me, but I do have a friend in my subconscious. And because I'm doing my chanting every day in the morning for the past 1 month, I'm making sure that it's a morning ritual and not an all-day ritual, my mind seems to have got stuck in that loop of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama. And I was so happy to see that, because then I felt like there was a glimmer of hope. Despite all my ability to ruin my future and my success, looks like my subconscious will still keep on the process if I just follow. So
Nice. This is an example, as Krishna says in the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the mind can become the best friend or the worst enemy. And when we follow the orders of the spiritual master, when we actually do the sadhana, then the mind starts to become friendly towards us. Also, you can start a little company, the Katvanga Watch Company, and it'll have a watch. It just has 1 minute only. It just keeps repeating. And then you try to take advantage of that 1 minute until it is the last minute. Katvanga Watch Company Incorporated. How can we direct your call? Okay, let's have one or two more.
Hare Krishna Prabhu,
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the nice session, and also about that comment you made of Mahaprabhu. I was just thinking about the verse from the Sri Krishna Chaitanya Tadvashanam Sutra by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, that Raktambara Dharo Sriman Napati Pradhakara Prema Bhakti Pradasya Vasiswati Nandanastitha. So in the verse it is saying that Mahaprabhu is Vaisesika Dasa, he is supreme opulent, he is the source of nectar in Navadvip, he is the bestower of ecstatic loving devotion. So he is very merciful, it's mentioned. So I was just thinking about that verse when you mentioned about Mahaprabhu's mercy all the living entities.
That you are one of the most fortunate people in the universe, because there's nobody better than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And those who simply remember Mahaprabhu will be able to overcome the ocean of birth and death, what to speak of all the tiny obstacles in this material world. That's the best idea. Get Panchcheta, put up their picture, and chant and dance before them all the time, as much as possible, and they'll take us back home, back to Godhead. So let's chant a few more minutes here, right after we hear from Sukeshwari, and please put from your heart a special prayer. The world needs the transcendental literature, the Bhagavad Gita. We've put a lot of time and energy into organizing ourselves here so that we can be always on the ready to distribute Bhagavad Gita and other Prabhupada books. And now we have to pray to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give us the intelligence and the process through which we can do something wonderful in the last maybe only 6 weeks that we have left until the end of this year. Let's pray for a miracle when we chant these last few japa beads. Go ahead, Shukeshwari.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I was just, thinking of what Gandhavika Mataji said. And for several years, I always thought that I was chanting and there was no change happening. And then I realized that I used to sing for the orchestra, Bollywood songs. So now, I used to be so attracted to singing them. And then I realized that, no, it's not the Krishna conscious stuff. So now when I look back, I don't have, I wouldn't say I don't have any attraction at all, but I probably have only a 5% attraction compared to the 100% I had before. So yes, it's not imaginary. It's really working. Thank you.
Nice. This is very important, again, to see in ourselves. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janaya Yashivayaragyam Jnanam Charya Haitukam. Nothing succeeds like success. And so we have to get some inspirational sadhana every day where we notice it, we notice the difference. Otherwise, we can live in niyamagraha for many lifetimes on a plateau. So best try to get something, put out our hands and really beg and get it. Let's just chant a couple more minutes, but please put a prayer to empower us here at iSphere. Dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, dear Srila Prabhupada, if you so desire, please empower Team ISV to expand the distribution of Bhagavad Gitas in the last 6 weeks of this year in ways that we've never seen before. Thank you for considering our request.